Hey YouTube, I wanted to do a video because I read an article recently in CNN and it was talking about, actually I think the title, they changed it now. CNN, I don't know why you did it. But it was talking about women selling for less, marrying men that are less educated to make less money. And I'm looking like, what the heck? What is this about? They talk about how women are out earning men and they're settling for men that make less money for them, than them, et cetera, et cetera. So I want to give my opinion and take on that. Excuse me, as you know, I've been married recently, and I'm married to D Ford is 47. And I think there's a lot of things that society tells us should be a certain way. And it really jacks us up as people. Number one, who necessarily says that men have to make more money than women? Who necessarily says that men have to be more formally educated than women? Women by nature, you men know, we're just smarter than you. Sorry, we are. But women by nature, we will, and I'm kidding, we will work hard, diligent, and focused. But I don't know why we have to think that just because she has a bachelor's, he has to have a bachelor's. And I'll tell you, you want people that you can connect with and communicate with. My husband is a certified personal trainer. He does not have a formal college degree. I have college degrees. I have certifications. If I put all the alphabets behind my name, I mean, it would be this long. It doesn't matter though, because he is actually, don't tell him that, he's smarter than I am. He has a really sharp memory. His intellect is phenomenal. He's great at HTML and coding and web design. And, he's a Mac guy and he's getting me to, understand Mac. And he's always on his iPad figuring things out. I mean, he's phenomenal. And he's phenomenal what he does. He knows all these interesting facts and he reads all kind of books. I mean, we had to go out of town recently for a family emergency on his side. And, one of our things he wanted me to see in a city was his favorite bookstore. We spent hours in the bookstore and I got to leave out with a couple books. One new one called Tantric Sex. Doesn't matter. It matters because you need someone that understands you. You need someone that understands your love language. You need someone that understands how to talk with you and how to add value to your life and happiness and joy and peace. They may not be formally educated. It's okay. The other thing, when we talk about settling for men that make less money, there's no separation. We're married. It goes into one bucket. Even when we were engaged and he was courting me and we talked about the financial, you need someone that understands, okay, once I get married, if we make $150,000 a year, it's together. It's one bucket. It's no separation. It's my credit and his credit, your credit. If you're going into marriage thinking that way and divorce is an option, divorce is going to be inevitable. It's going to happen. Divorce is not an option in our marriage. It's just not something we went into and saying it's not an option. So we understood it's one bucket. We understood, this part of the education. And my husband, we kid because, I am in I'm an L7 all the way. See, when we think in terms of what society says that men should make more money, we get caught up in that trap. Now, I will tell you this. If I lost my job tomorrow and they just tapped me on the back and said, Tina, bye, I would say, see ya, yay. I mean, I've had it happen. I've been, ripped or reduction in force and got other job opportunities. I've been blessed. But tell you what, I'm not going to come home and he's going to look at me and say, what are we going to do? That's where we miss it. A man's role is to provide. Even if the woman makes more money, if she loses that income, it's not up to him to look at her and say, what are we going to do? It's up to her to look to him as the leader. And that's where we miss it. The man is always the leader in the household, whether the woman makes more or not. Me, I'm the servant. I'm the helpmate. I'm not the helpmeet. I'm the helpmate, as the Bible says. So I think that we need to understand, and men need to understand that, if a woman makes more money, it doesn't make you less than a man because you're still a man. As long as you're putting into that household, even if you're fixing things in the household, if the woman's better at it, so what? Whatever works for you, let it work for you. Society does so much to tell us how to live, which is why I don't have TVs in my house. We have the laptops, I have TV and YouTube if I want to watch it, but you know what? I know what makes me happy. I know what adds to my happiness. He adds value to my life. He adds happiness. He's my very best friend, and we need to really think in terms of that. So women, And men too. Don't think that you're settling because they have less education. You need to look for potential in your mate. Do you believe in your mate? If they have this pipe dream, 50 years old, I'm going to be a rapper. Come on, you knew that before you married them or hooked up with them. But if you have someone that is willing to do whatever it takes to love you, care for you, take care of you and the children, and work hard, support them in that. In my role, in my job, I get frustrated, but who does not get frustrated in corporate America? But you know what? Some days I'm like, God, I don't want to do this. I want to focus on the nonprofit. I want to speak to other people, and I get tired. But it's okay. I told him, I want to commit another 3 to 5 years, and then maybe I'll do something else. But that's up to him. That weight needs to be on the man. And I think that the men need to understand you wear the weight. You're the provider. You are the leader. The woman is your helpmate. She's just there to subsidize. If she wants to stay home with the kids, she should have that option. So that's my opinion. I don't think you're settling. I don't think you're crazy because you want someone that has less education or maybe they have less money than you. 6 years ago, I didn't have any money. 6 years ago, I was a mess. Shoot, 4 or 5, not 4 or 5, maybe 3 years ago even. I wasn't making nearly what I make now. So it doesn't matter. If you see somebody that's working hard, they're diligent, consistent, and they have a character, a trait, and value, and they love God more than they love anything else in this world, go with it. Take the chance and love them. But remember, with love and with marriage, go in it 100%. And people might say, but I might get hurt. You can get hurt if you don't give 100%. I'd rather give 100% hurt than give 50% hurt. So give 100%. Don't settle for less than God's best for your life. So thanks for watching. And as always, I appreciate